G'day headbangers and welcome to Davies Metalworks. Welcome back my fellow metalheads to another edition of Davies Metalworks. What a lovely week it's been. Am I being real or facetious? That is the question. Right, my friends, this week I'm doing the year of 1999. Yes, before the new millennium kicked off and people were freaking out about their computers crashing when it went over to 2000. But anyway, deal with it. Nothing really happened. Anyway, I'm going to start off. At number 10, we have Q2K by Queensryche. Yes, these lads. It was an okay album. It still had Jeff Tate in the band at this stage. But yeah, anyway, number 1, I've got Burning Man. Number 2, What Kind of Man. And number 3, I have Falling Down. So yeah. Then, at number 9, we have 9 by Merciful Fate. Now, you know, I'm always enjoying listening to these albums for the first time, and especially if it's bands I already know. So yeah, not a bad listen to this one. Number 1, we've got Burn in Hell. Number 2, we have Kiss the Demon. And number 3, we have title track 9. Number 8, another album I listened to for the first time and actually quite enjoyed it. World Coming Down by Type O Negative. Yes, the boys. Number 1 is Everyone I Love Is Dead. Number 2 is White Slavery. That's quite funny, that. Number 3, Pirate Blaze. I've often wondered, would Type O Negative still be around today if Peter Steele was still alive? You know, he's a great loss to the metal world. So yeah. Number 7, we have Alchemy by Yngwie Malmsteen. Yes, the Swedish guitarist, was another classic album. Well, maybe not classic, but a good album. Obviously, number 1 had to be Hangar 18, Area 51. Now, most of my mates know I love that stuff about Area 51 and Hangar 18. I really wish someone would raid that area. But anyway. Number 2, Legion of the Damned. And number 3, The Stand. So yeah, that was a very good, enjoyable album, that one. Number 6, we have Theatre of Salvation by Ed Guy. Another album listening to for the first time, but it was a really, really good album. I was impressed with it. So number 1, we have Land of the Miracle, The Headless Game, and title track at number 3, Theatre of Salvation. That was a pretty good album. This one I was impressed. Now, number 5. A lot of people might think this would have been higher up in the list, but unfortunately not. I have Risk by Megadeth. I'll get Rex to put up the original cover for this album. This is the re-release version. Not much of a cover, to be honest, both versions. But look, number 1, without a show of a doubt, is Crush 'Em. Number 2, Prince of Darkness. And number 3, Insomnia. Now, the reason I suppose Crush 'Em is my favourite. Rex can agree with me on this one, that most people like this one because the WCW wrestler Goldberg had this as his entrance music for a long, long time. And also it was used on the Universal Soldier The Return soundtrack, which Goldberg starred as one of the bad guys. So, yeah, pretty sweet. But like I said, the album itself is half-half. Right, next we have Home by Seven Dust. This album, when I listened to it the other day, I've ever listened to the album before, but re-listening to it again a couple of times, and it's freaking a lot better than I remember. But anyway, not title track, but Waffle is in at number 1. Love the video clip for that song, in the fact that they go through different decades and genres of music over the years, what was popular at the time. Really enjoy it. Even though I think the band might be in a freezer because they're all warmed up and they're blowing ice out of their mouth. I don't know. Now, number 2 is the Home / title track, I guess. Home at number 2. Number 3, we have Licking Cream. Giggity. featuring Skin. But look, I said the whole album is really, really good. You know, not quite a banger, but you know, pretty freaking close to it. Now, number 3 is an album that I would like to get one day on CD, because this band, I want to try and get most of their albums on CD. Euphoria by Def Leppard. And if I'm correct, this is their first album back after Slang, because you obviously had Hysteria, the big one, then you had Adrenalize, then they went to Slang, which was, to be honest, it was really, really crap. They decided to change their sound, and it was a massive fail. But then they came back with Euphoria, and it was like going back to the roots of, you know, Hysteria and Adrenalize. It was fantastic. Number 1, we have Demolition Man. Number 2, Promises. And number 3 is Kings of Oblivion. And as I said, it's a really, really good album. Very underrated, I think. So, yeah. Number 2, we have Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory by Dream Theater. Very interesting album, this one. Apparently it's classed as a concept album, which I don't know if I class it as that myself, but anyway, it's set out the way the track listings are done like you're watching a theatre production. Act 1, Scene 1, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, so yeah. Look, it's not too bad of an album, it is one of their most popular ones. Anyway, number 1, I've got Beyond This Life. Number 2, Strange Deja Vu. And at number 3, the beautifully haunting track, Through Her Eyes. So, yeah. And number 1, boys and girls, we have, in the gold medal position, as in front of me, The Gathering by Testament. That's right. Testament, one of the best thrash metal bands in the world. And at number 1, we have Legions of the Dead. Number 2, we have 3 Days in Darkness. And number 3, Do Not Resuscitate, also known as DNR. Now this album was actually really hard. I mean, it was easy, I was going to put it at number 1. But because the whole album was pretty decent, I was going, what the hell do I put, what songs in what order? So I had to listen to it a couple of times to go, well, okay, well, this one wins by this much, you know, bit of a pickle. But anyway, now, before I get into the next segment, we're going to talk about a couple of R.I.Ps, or a couple of bits in the news this week. No, you don't usually do a news one, but these ones had to be there. Now, whether or not you follow sports, you probably would have seen on social media during the week, everywhere, especially on Facebook, this woman called Phillies Karen. Now, for you who don't know what happened, it was a baseball game, Major League Baseball over in America. It was held at the Marlins home game in Miami, against the Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. And as you know, it's a thing in baseball where if a foul ball or a home run gets over the fence, you can claim the ball and go, yeah, I got the ball, and then hand it to a kid. It's the unwritten rule. So this dad got the ball, gave it to his kid, then this freaking Karen comes over, says, that's my ball, I had that, that's mine, give it to me. And the dad, being the legend that he is, just didn't want to make a fuss about it, just gave her the ball. And then she proceeded to get booed. She started flipping everyone off. Now, I'd heard rumours that she got booed out of the stadium, whether or not that was true or not. I also then heard rumours that she got fired from her job as a teacher. Apparently that's not true. She's not a teacher. She's something else. But the moral of this story, boys and girls, is karma. All this stuff happened, and you know what happened to the kid? Some lovely lady from the merchandise store gave him a whole swag of goodies from the Marlins, even though he was a Phillies fan. He got a whole bunch of Marlins merch for free. And then the batsman who actually hit that foul ball or home run, whatever it was, invited him down to meet the team, and this kid got a personally signed bat from said batsman and got photos with him and everything. And then I've also heard that some other guy, a CEO of some camping company, has gifted them an RV and has invited them to the World Series. And to make it even better, this Karen has been banned from the Phillies games and the Philadelphia Eagles games, and I've heard a couple of other things as well. So all that for a baseball, honey. You suck, seriously. That's karma. That's why I find that amusing. Now the next two Definitely not so much. I often wonder what's going on with Americans, to be honest. This, I think it's pronounced Irina. Beautiful young 22-year-old girl had escaped the war-torn country of Ukraine. She wanted to start a new life in America, which she had done. And then she got stabbed in the neck on a train and left to bleed out, while the other freaks around her didn't even bother. They just walked off and said, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And I've heard that Donald Trump wants a death penalty for this guy. I agree. And the latest I've heard rumours is the 4 or 5 people around that same carriage and just walked away. They're going to be charged as well for negligence. So yeah, I hope they cop it. So rest in peace, Irina, if that's what your name is. You were gone too soon. The next one, which has been all over the news like a fat kid on a cupcake this week, is Charlie Kirk. Now, I'd heard bits and pieces of Charlie Kirk. My friend Mandy, shout out to Mandy out there, said she's watched a lot of the videos this guy did. He was quite amusing. Stuff he did before he became a politician. I think that's what he was. But the fact that his life got taken by some frickin' freak during the week just because he didn't like what he had to say is bullshit, basically. He's left behind 2 young daughters and a loving wife. Outpourings of sympathy are coming from people in the entertainment and sporting industry. Then there's the freaks out there saying I deserved it, and I've been hearing they've been copping karma as well. They're getting fired from their jobs. So yeah, it is not okay to take someone else's life because of their difference of opinion, and it's definitely not okay to freaking laugh about it or just celebrate about it. So I'll see you in hell. No, another loss during the week will bring me to my next segment, boys and girls. We lost a great man during the week, Rick Davies. Now, people who don't know who he was the co-founder with a guy called Roger Hodgson of the British rock group Supertramp, who were formed in London, England in 1970. So, I'm going to add another bit this week to my top 10 Supertramp songs. And believe it or not, the top 8 are definite songs that I remember, and I even said to Rex that he'd probably remember them as well. These are literally in no specific order, like from favourites to least favourite. I've just put them in there because they're the most songs I know. So number 1 is probably the most well-known song they do have, called The Logical Song. Then number 2, one of their other big ones, Give a Little Bit. Number 3, Goodbye Stranger. Number 4, Take the Long Way Home. Number 5, It's Raining Again. Number 6, we have Dreamer. 7, Breakfast in America. Number 8, Bloody Well Right. Now the other 2 which I vaguely remember is Sister Moonshine and School. Look, these are their biggest hits. You'll find them on just about any greatest hits album from Supertramp. So, yeah, rest in peace, Rick. You will be missed. I did hear he was suffering from a form of blood cancer for the past decade. So, wow, he's amazing to survive that long. But yeah, to those 3 people I mentioned, rest in peace. It's a sad loss for everyone. And yeah. Anyway, on that note, my friends, until next time, wash on.